Hello and welcome back to Premier League Primetime. We are here for the big game at the weekend where Arsenal host Manchester United, two teams who are in very good form at the moment in the Premier League. I'm joined by, first of all, Nate. How are you doing, bro?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm fine myself. And then, of course, we're joined by, of course, as always, Jose and Cyrus. How are you two doing as well?
Excellent, Davis, and yourself.
Great, and I'll assume Sirius's silence as a I'm doing really really well. But yeah, I can't say I'm not feeling great at the moment. As I said, two teams. It's going to be an interesting one to be honest with you. Going into this, and again, I know this is and I feel like every single time Arsenal or Manchester United, where it's like a week going into that Arsenal game. That was my reaction. That was my reaction when we got knocked out of the Champions League. Anyways, I feel like it's always like whenever it's like the week leading up to Arsenal hosting Manchester United, I always feel like, or in the past, I've always been thinking, all right, this should, Arsenal in a pretty poor run of form. This should be a pretty easy game. And now I've seen like the past three times, I've really learned my lesson from the past. And yeah, I'm not amazingly confident going into this. But Nate, starting with you, what's just your overall prediction of what you think is going to happen?
Um, I mean, Arsenal, they've been pretty good form lately. That's evident. But so is Man United. They're in first place, of course. But I mean, like you said in the past, Arsenal may have not been doing the greatest when they played Man United, but they've come out on top all the times with the better results. So I feel good about Arsenal right now. Yeah, I think they're going to take it, and it is at Old Trafford. But I think without the fans, it's just you know, not the same. So I think Arsenal.
Yeah, and this game is actually at the Emirates, and that's like a
Oh
big reason
yeah, sorry
why
about that.
I'm not.
I
No,
thought you said Man United hosting
mhm.
Arsenal.
And the fact how you guys won at Old Trafford, also, again, and Arteta is unbeaten against Oli, and both times Arteta tactically schooled him, both times. But I feel like at the same time, Oli's really, so far he's been really, I don't know what it is, where he's been upping his game, upping his tactics a lot. I feel like he'll be better prepared, but I'm not confident going into this game, and I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna get all my hopes up. Serious, going to you. Do you have similar views to Nate, or what are you saying?
Yeah, David, I'm gonna have to agree with what Nate's saying. I think we're definitely gonna win. Arteta has a good record against Ole. So yeah, I think we're gonna win. I don't think it's gonna be a comfortable win. It'll be close. I don't think we'll have a bombing. So yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm
Yeah,
expecting a lot because
that might be that might be for the better, not having a bombing.
yeah, he's been a little off this season. So
Yeah, Bombing's a strange one. The season he's been, by standards from last season, the season before that, he's been quite poor this season. When you look at the same with Anthony Martial, when you look at his season, or when you look at his stats last season and the season before that, both of them have been considerably poor by their standards. And lastly, Jose, going over to you, what do you think is gonna what's just your overall prediction? Do you think we'll get a result at the Emirates, or will it just be the same old story?
Well, obviously we have a great run away from home at the moment. 17 matches unbeaten. We equaled our best ever record in 1999, which is very very good. So I'm pretty confident we're not gonna lose, but I'm obviously worried because our record against Arsenal recently has been pretty bad. So I would say I'm confident because of our form and because of the run we're on away from home. But considering that it's Arsenal, we never do well against them. So we could really go either way.
Yeah. And for me personally, I mean, this is a must-win game because Leicester and Manchester City have are really putting a lot of pressure on us right now, at the top of the table because it's so tight. And for me personally, I'm kind of worried because of that. So I mean, for me, it's I don't think we'll get 3 points, but 3 points is just an absolute must, for this game. I think it will probably end up being a draw, but I could very well be wrong. And seriously, Nate, going to just the two of you, what do you think Mikel Arteta is thinking for this game? What 11 do you think he's going to go with?
I guess I'll go first. Yeah. Should I just give you my starting limit, my starting 11? What I think?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, personally, think he's gonna start with. I mean, this is the lineup I would want him to go with. I think Leno, of course. You have him. We also got Ryan as a backup, so better backup. Then definitely I would start Cedric. To be honest, yeah. Today he was really good, playing out of position. I think he's just better than Bellerin. So I go Cedric, and I think we'll get Tierney back. I know he had some like muscle problems, so I think he'll be back for the weekend. So I'd start Tierney. Then personally, Rob Holding. He was really solid today again. Then it gets difficult of who to start next to him. I want to say Gabriel. I know he had COVID, so he was a little out of form. So I'll say Gabriel. Then I'll go with Partey. I know he went out today, but I don't think it's anything major. I'd say Partey. And then I really don't want him to play, but I guess Xhaka's gonna have to play. He's usually decent against Man U, getting a goal or two. And then obviously Emile Smith Rowe, better than Kevin De Bruyne, to be honest. So then yeah, him in attacking mid, he's been a game changer for us. Then obviously Saka, another goal and assist, better than Greenwood. Then we're gonna go Lacazette, who's been really on form recently, and then left wing's difficult because you don't have Aubameyang, so then you have other options, and maybe we'll give Pepe a shot. He scored against Man U before, so we'll see.
He scored again today.
Yeah.
Yeah, he scored today as well.
Maybe Martinelli. Yeah, you have Pepe, you go Martinelli. I don't know what's happening with Reece Nelson. Willian, I know he's not someone that you'd want to see there, but he's just also a guy that you have at your disposal.
Yeah, I don't even want to see him get on the pitch, to be honest. So.
Well, he did he did today. I don't know.
Who?
But we're up 3-1. So
I mean, it didn't really matter, yeah, because you guys are gonna win that game anyways. Nate, going over to you, does your starting lineup differ from Cyrus's in any way, or would you say it's more or less the same starting 11 that you'd like to see Mikel put up against us?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I'd start Martinelli necessarily because he's coming back. I know he's a great player, but maybe off the bench in like a game like this, not necessarily starting the game. But yeah, definitely I want to see Saka in there. Saka's just amazing, best player in the Premier League, undoubtedly. Yeah, I like Cyrus's lineup. Yeah, nothing.
All right. And what kind of tactics do you think Mikel will deploy? Do you think he'll revert back to that super high pressing, the high press that he utilized very effectively at Old Trafford, where Arsenal literally pressed the living life out of us? Or do you think it will just be more of a sit back and hit us on the break kind of thing?
Well, I know not one of those tactics, but another tactic could be to like when Man United players are in the attacking third, like in the box or anything, like just like you can't even touch them or like anything, like get near them. So I think that'd be a good tactic. With VAR, great signing. So yeah, I think it would be a great play to just keep like your arms and everything just from not touching Man United players. That'd be a good tactic, yeah. And outside the box because Bruno Fernandes can hit him.
Yeah. And anyways, Jose, over to you. What tactics do you think Ollie should be deploying in this game, and what 11 would you like to see Solskjaer put out against Arsenal this weekend?
Well, I've spoken about this before, so I think that Ollie really, really needs to, in the big games, focus more on attacking than on defending. I think that he's probably going to go defensive like he usually does, but I really, really hope that he doesn't, and then he goes attacking and he plays players like Eric Bailly, who help the team into a higher back line, and therefore just give us more chances for goals. So yeah, that's what I hope. I hope he's very attacking in this game, but I don't think he will be. Okay, so my starting 11, what I think that Ollie is going to do. I go De Gea in goal, definitely. At right back, Wan-Bissaka. At the two center backs, Maguire, Lindelof. I think he'll go back to his favorite pair for the defensive matches. Luke Shaw at left back. He's been irreplaceable recently. Probably some of his best football I've ever seen him play. In midfield, I think he's gonna go Pogba and Matic in midfield for this one, for that experience with Matic, and Pogba obviously played really, really well in the more of a deeper role in the last game, so I think he'll do well there again. Going forward, I would say Rashford will play on the right, Martial on the left, Bruno Fernandes in the middle, and Cavani up front.
Yeah. I think that's a decent enough 11. For me personally, I agree. I think Ollie needs to he needs something so defensive, as you said. And we've seen how important it has been, or how much better Harry Maguire is when he has Eric Bailly next to him. Maguire should be banging down on Ole's door and saying, "Look, I'm a lot more comfortable next to Eric. Don't play me with Victor, please." Because it's so clear and obvious. Because I'm not saying they are title-winning center back duo. But that kind of pairing and that kind of complement is definitely a title-winning center back, where you have one who's very good, very strong in the air, good on the ball, and then you have one who's very quick, good in the air, and strong as well. For me personally, I just think that's a massive boost to have in the side personally. For me, in terms of 11, I would like to see David De Gea will definitely start in net. He's been very, very good as of recent. Yes, he's conceded goals, but those goals have not been down or due to him. They've been more or less due to just poor defending. Wan-Bissaka back in at right back. I think that's going to be very, very, very important to have there. And what I will say is that Wan-Bissaka needs to improve, and I've said this so many times, he needs to prove going forward as well. That's just something that he hasn't been really that great at since he's been here. Hopefully he can improve that. Center back duo, as I just said, I would love to see Maguire and Bailly, but he'll probably go back to Harry the Hoover and Victor the Vacuum. Back to Maguire Lindelof. I hate seeing Maguire and Lindelof because I know what that means and who's going to play ahead of them. Because Maguire Lindelof means that you're going to have to see McFred play, or you're going to have to see Matt Fred play, or you're going to have to see Matt Tominay. And it's too defensive. There's literally no creativity there whatsoever. So I'd love to see Maguire and Bailly. Left back, Luke Shaw. And I've been one of his biggest critics, but he's arguably been the best left back in the Premier League over this past month. He's been absolutely exceptional. He's been brilliant. His work defensively has been second to none, in my opinion. So Luke Shaw goes in at left back. In the middle, Paul Pogba's been in very good form. I'd like to see him alongside Fred. A very dynamic midfield duo, so I think that would work perfectly. And for the rest of the team, yeah, I'd go exactly as Jose said: Rashford, Bruno Fernandes, Martial, Cavani. Any other thoughts before we get into the combined 11?
All good for me.
No, yeah, I think pretty much said it all.
Yeah, you did a great job.
All right. And yeah, we'll get into the combined 11. Formation, are we going to go with, are we going to go with 4-3-3? Or are we going to go with the 4-2-3-1 that I'm assuming both of us are going to, or both Mikel and Ollie will use?
Maybe the one that they're gonna use.
Okay. We'll go with the 4-2-3-1. In goal, David De Gea against Bernd Leno. What are we saying? And side note, we'll do this off of just we'll do this mainly off of current form at the moment.
For me, obviously, David De Gea has to go in.
I'm gonna go.
I like Leno. I actually really.
I think Leno's really, really good, but David De Gea is just far better.
Yeah,
Depends
I'll
on
go
form, I would
with
have to
De Gea
say
as well.
David De Gea.
But I think Runarson is a close second, to be honest. But
Definitely, yeah. Yeah, Alex Runarson is quality, top quality.
Great player. Great player.
Wait, how much did you pay for Runarson? I think it was like 1 million or something from
Yeah.
like
No, yeah, it
or
wasn't
something.
much.
Yeah,
You basically paid money to lose a game.
Basically paid money to get Luke Shaw to play well. Think about it with Alex
I
Telles.
think it was like $300 or something. It was only 1 mil.
I mean, what you can say is that at least he wasn't big money signing. At least it wasn't a Kepa, because that could have been a Kepa.
Yeah, Rizabalaga.
He's dreadful, absolutely dreadful. Anyways, David De Gea
Yeah.
will put him right in goal. Right back. Now this one's actually going to be more interesting than I thought, because are you going to throw Cedric in the right back category or the left back category, because he's been playing left back the past couple games?
Doesn't really matter though, does it?
Yeah, he only played left back one game, so I don't think we put him at left back. But,
Okay. So it'd be Wan-Bissaka against Bellerin, and I'm pretty sure Wan-Bissaka will probably get in, just due to what I've heard a lot of, including yourself, Cyrus, say about Hector Bellerin. Unless if Bellerin's been exceptionally doing very, very well, but
Yeah, he's making a lot of good throw-ins recently.
my dear,
yeah.
haven't like half of the Premier League's like throw-ins been by Bellerin or something like that, some like crazy stat.
Yeah. But I just wish he could get back to that 2015. So
Yeah.
So,
We're all agreeing Wan-Bissaka is in at right back.
yeah.
All right. The two center backs. For the sake of balance, even though Maguire and Bailly have been so good on form, I'll give one of the center backs to Arsenal, just for the sake of balance. So Cyrus and Nate, who would you say is Arsenal's been their best center back in terms of just the past 6 Premier League games? Just a genuine question. I'm not trying to. This isn't a banter question at all. It's just a genuine question. Would you put Rob Holding in there? Would you put David Luiz, Gabriel?
Defensively, we're not that good.
I'd honestly put Gabriel, even though he was out for 2 weeks.
Yeah, he's been out, but he's been very solid.
Yeah,
very
he
solid
was
center
good
back.
before. Hopefully Cavani doesn't say anything to him. That'd be pretty disgraceful, to be honest. But
yeah, Uruguayans, they're very very racist. Like Suarez and Patrice Evra, remember that?
yeah.
Yes, I do remember that. Someone asked me a little while ago, would you take Suarez at United as like striker depth? And the answer is no. I would not want Suarez anywhere near my club. Absolutely not. I just wouldn't.
Remember when he
old.
hit those people? That was crazy, dude. That was nuts.
I wouldn't want someone scoring 40 goals in my club. I definitely wouldn't want that.
Not my club.
Nowhere near.
He addressed his fighting problems though.
What's going on with Pablo Mari? I really like him.
He's a good player. He gets I don't know. He plays for the second team a lot. I think he's a great player though. He did get injured beginning of the season.
Yeah, I think he's a solid option.
But he is solid, yes.
All right. Is he injured, or is he not going to be fit for?
Yeah, he had a little injury, so we'll see if he.
Oh, okay. So you two would put Gabriel as your center back option. I mean, for me, if I were to put Rob Holding, just because he's looked more, because Gabriel's been rusty. I'll put Holding, but it's
Yeah, but I don't know. I think overall Gabriel this
Yeah,
season.
but is Rob Holding really better than Maguire?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Gabriel, I say is definitely better than
But
Maguire.
then again, Rob Holding is like 70 million less. So
that's very true. That's very true.
And he doesn't go to Greece and like do stuff. I don't know.
All right, so we'll stick Gabrielle in, and Jose. What are we saying? Are we saying Maguire? Or are we saying
I go Bailly
Bay?
by far.
Hmm?
I go Eric Bailly by far.
Okay. So Gabrielle and Bay. Left back. I'm actually gonna put Luke Shaw right in at left back.
Tierney.
no, Tierney, biased.
Tierney's
So
a beast.
I'm
Tierney.
sorry. Luke Shaw has been absolutely brilliant.
Tierney.
Luke Shaw's been really
He's
good.
been so good.
Luke Shaw's
Tierney's
been
been
really
more.
good, but I think Tierney
Tierney's
definitely has an argument.
Look at Jose, man.
Tierney's really good going forward, I think.
Okay, fair enough. I vouch for Luke Shaw, but yeah, it's 2-1, and Tierney's class. He's a really really good player. He scored a very good goal against West Brom. And one thing I find funny about Tierney is that like it's literally pouring snow in England, and he's going out for a training session like it's like a hot day in Marbella, Spain, or something like that. I think it's really
Tell me about it, man. Crazy, dude. Crazy. He's Scottish. He's Scottish, you know.
That must be
Different
must
blood.
be in his Scottish blood or something like that. But yeah, Kieran. Yeah, I have no problems with Kieran Tierney. I love that.
It's Scottish, not Scottish. Say it. It's
Yeah.
Scottish.
Scottish.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah, all right. Kieran Tierney at left back. Fair enough. I think those two are gonna come neck and neck in terms of form. In the midfield, Thomas Partey. I'll say Thomas Partey goes in straight away. How much of an impact this guy has made at Arsenal is huge. When you don't see him in the midfield, you see how poor Arsenal really are. But when he's in that midfield, he gives something that Arsenal midfield doesn't have. A bit of bite, a bit of tenacity. Just a class player, Partey.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly think maybe we can all agree on the midfield. I think maybe if you, I don't know. My opinion is Partey, Pogba, Bruno, but
Yeah,
I would say that.
wait,
Partey, Paul Pogba, and Bruno Fernandes.
You mean Bruno Fernandes?
Yeah, that's the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Get his name right.
All right. So the two in the middle, we have Partey and Thomas Partey and Paul Pogba, and there's another name I'd just like to briefly talk about. Jose, how important will Paul Pogba be in this game?
It'll be very important. If he has a good game, when Paul Pogba has a good game, it's very very difficult to beat us. We do, like you look at that Man City game when he scored 2 goals. You look at the
Liverpool game. I know he didn't score, but he was exceptional in that game as well.
Absolutely, and it wasn't even playing in his best position in that game. He was playing more advanced, but I think if we plays him in the right role in the midfield, I think he could be really really good in this game.
Yeah, and one thing, still help me if I see Ollie put Paul Pogba on the left or right wing, I'm gonna lose my mind because he's not a winger. How many times have I said this? If he puts this guy on the wing or in a diamond where he's on the left or right of a diamond, I'm gonna lose my mind because it's not where his strengths are. Paul Pogba's not a guy who's gonna go Sonic the Hedgehog and speed up and down the wings. Yeah, that's just not what Paul Pogba is. He's a world-class central midfielder. He's a world-class number 8 who can send in long balls for fun. It's that simple. But yeah, Paul Pogba, Thomas Partey, Bruno Fernandes, the 2 wingers.
I would say Rashford on the left, Saka on the right.
Okay, fair enough. So would we go? Unless if we're thinking put Saka or putting Saka, I mean putting Rashford down the middle.
No, Rashford is not a striker.
All right, fair enough.
I like the Saka part. I do.
Yeah, I think honestly, I was discussing this with my good friend Arya, and he wanted Pepe.
I want Pepe.
He wants Pepe, so yeah, we'll go with Pepe.
Ari is very, very adept and very good at soccer knowledge. So I think we should listen to what he has to say.
I was, it's hard to argue with that, honestly. Aria makes a good argument, but
Ari,
I'd have to trade Pepe for Saka.
I mean, for me, I'd go with I like the Rashford Saka thing, but would that mean Lacazette goes down the middle, or would it be Cavani? I mean, I really don't know. So what are we saying here? Are we saying Rashford, Saka, Lacazette? I mean that's my three, but we'll go around. What are your threes that you're saying?
Oh well,
yeah.
Rashford, Pepe, and Lacazette. Pepe, Nicolas Pepe.
Yeah, David, I can honestly agree with you with that lineup. But Ari does make a point about Pepe, so
Yeah,
I agree to disagree.
Have you had Ari on the show yet, Davis?
No, I've not.
You should have him on the show. Like you should. I'm
I
serious.
think he's coming next week. His insight is just inspirational.
Anyways, Jose, what are you saying on the lineup?
all right. Well, originally, look, I was agreeing with you. I thought Saka, Rashford, but then look, Aria makes a really good argument. I was actually talking to my friend Michael the other day as well, and he was telling me that he thinks that
Wait, is it Michael Sheenan?
yes, that's
Dude, that guy is insane. Has he been on the show yet, Davis?
What's the final lineup?
Well, these guys are very knowledgeable.
Look, as I was saying, Michael Sheehan was saying that he thought that Martinelli was looking really, really good, but I still think Rashford beats him. So I think Rashford, Saka, and I'd put Cavani up front.
Yeah, I think if we're talking like if it was last season, I'd put Martinelli there for sure. He's just been struggling with like little injuries. It's kind of been annoying because you can see how good he is, especially when he pressures up top. Like when Lacazette and Martinelli both pressure, it's insane. But yeah, come off the bench, I think.
Wait, are you contradicting Michael Sheenan?
No, I'm not.
You clearly have never heard his insights. Then you clearly don't.
I have to
some of the
Are
most
getting all right. Are getting back on point. So so what are we going with? So I think we're on agreement that Rashford makes it. I'll go with Lacazette over Cavani, just because Lacazette's been scoring more goals as of recent. And Saka on the right hand.
And I just have a question for David and Jose. Do you think, unbiasedly, that Saka has been better than Greenwood this season?
Yeah, absolutely, definitely.
Yeah, he definitely has.
Yeah,
and in terms of like potential, who do you think will be better?
In terms of raw potential, I think Mason Greenwood has everything to be a top class player. But the one difference is that the personal problems and the attention from the media. And the treatment from the media on Mason Greenwood has been absolutely disgraceful. He's a young 18-year-old kid, bombed out of the squad for what happened, the thing in Iceland. Yeah, fair play happened. He needs to learn.
Yeah. Let him do drugs, right? Let him huff laughing gas if he wants to. I don't understand. Why did you just let him do that, right?
But the problem
the
is
media is just painting him as this bad person, but you just let him. In my opinion, sorry to this.
No, it's all good. But I just think the treatment from the media has been absolutely horrendous. And the fact of Gareth Southgate, I think the next international set of friendlies, how he calls up Phil Foden, but he leaves out Mason Greenwood, and Phil Foden wasn't even playing. I just think that's absolutely unbelievable. And the personal problems he's been suffering off the pitch, his best friend dying and whatnot. He's suffered a lot. And Saka's had a very good season. I'm not going to put that aside, and he's been 100% better than Mason Greenwood. But let's not forget the amount of personal problems that Mason's had off the pitch. He's a very good player, but Bukayo Saka has been 8 times better than Mason.
Yeah, speaking of young players, is Lingard what's happening with Lingard?
Oh, I heard he's going to West Ham.
Yeah, I think he's leaving.
Hopefully
such a great player.
He'll get some experience there. I think he'll come back. He'll come back a new player. He's got a whole career ahead of him, so I think he'll.
Wait, do you mind if I do something really fast? This is the Jay Lings dance.
Anyways, there you have the combined 11. So we have David De Gea in goal, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Eric Bailly, Gabriel, and Kieran Tierney at the back. Then we have Thomas Partey and Paul Pogba in midfield. The attacking three: Bruno Fernandes, Bukayo Saka, Marcus Rashford, and then Alexander Lacazette spearing the attack up front. I thank you for watching this preview. If you've liked what you see, smash like on the video, and links to our other platforms on Instagram.
Hit the subscribe button, you guys. Hit the subscribe.
In the description below. And wherever you are watching this in the world, have a great day/evening.